Hello everyone. I hope you are doing well. So today we are going to discuss about file transfer protocol, right? Usually you guys used to with FTP, right? So in this tutorial you will learn the basic concept, all right? So I will explain with the help of few sketch. Then I will try to map it with the real simulation on a Cisco Packet Tracer where you will learn the simple scenario. Then we will add a little more complexity and then we add with the two different network how you can set up the FTP protocol, right? So usually file transfer protocol is a standard mechanism provided by TCP/IP for copying file from one machine to another machine, right? Although the transferring file from one system to another systems, it's simple and straightforward, right? But in some case, right, that maybe some problems arise, right? So for example, two system may use the different name convention, right? Two system may have a different way to represent the text and data, right? Two system may have a different directory structure. So all those problems have been solved by FTP in a very easy way, right? So here I'm going to show you. See, this is your computer, right? And you want to transfer file from your machine to another host, right? So basically, file transfer protocol is work at application layer, right? And it's follow the client server architecture. So usually there are three type of application architecture. One is client server, second one is peer-to-peer, third one is hybrid. Hybrid is a combination of client server and peer-to-peer. So whatever advantages of client server and peer-to-peer, that is nothing but the hybrid architecture. But file transfer protocol use client server architecture, right? So see, this is the like one simple scenario where this is the client and this is the server where you have to transfer data from this machine to this machine, right? So from this machine to this, so that may be possible that both are in a same network and both are in a different network as well. So that we will discuss later on. But in a FTP, as I told you that this is based on TCP/IP, right? So FTP required two type of channel. First one it's called control channel, or we can say connection channel, and second one is called data channel, right, or data connection. So before you start implementing file transfer protocol, you have to understand the theoretical concept, right? So in a client server architecture, you guys may read somewhere that server is always open, right? So we always remember the name of server. Server never remember their client. For example, have you ever seen that when you open your browser or like server like Facebook, Gmail, or any other kind of application, send a request in your browser? No. Always client is going to type name of server in the address bar of browser, and then you will receive the response from the server, right? So server is always called known entity, right? And server always have a protocol, or we can say port address between 1 to 1024. So we have a total 65,535 ports, right? And out of this range, this first 1024 is known for well-known identity, right? And client use the ephemeral port number. So after 1024, 10252, and right, there is again some classification in between, right? But client use some ephemeral port range. Okay, so here what exactly happened when you connect your FTP server from your machine? So this is server and this is client. So server is passively open with a known port, it's called 21, right? And client is going to actively open and send request to the server with ephemeral port number that may be, for example, 62,500 right? So this is called control connection. So in a control connection, first of all, you are going to share the connection related information or control related information. Then after, in a second type of connectivity, client is going to passively open, right? Client is going to passively open with the ephemeral port, right? And this port address is forwarded through your control connection to the server, and then after server is actively opened with the port number 20, right? Then after data connection will establish, right? So usually TCP follow the three-way handshaking process. So before you send data, right, first thing you have to establish connection, right? Second thing you have to start transferring your data, and third thing you have to manually terminate the connection. Clear? Now, the second point which I would like to add over here, you can access FTP using three different way. One is from command prompt, or we can say command line FTP client, right? Second, you can use a web browser, right, to access your FTP, right? And third one is a graphical FTP client, right? That might be help you to use or access your file transfer protocol, or we can say FTP server. Right? So FTP differ from other client server applications in that it establishes the two connections between the host, right? So one connection is used for data transfer and one is for control the information, right? So this is simple concept of FTP. Now let's implement this complete scenario, right, in a like practical way, so you can understand what exactly control connection is, how data transfer is going on, how to create FTP, and how to access it. Okay, so here you can see in this specific tutorial, I have a three scenario. First, we use the simple user and FTP server in a local area network. Then we add one scenario of university, right? So university also have one FTP server, university FTP example along with the access permission in a local area network. And same example we discussed with the WAN network, or we can say two different network. Okay, so here you can see this is the simple topology, right? So here there is a user, there is a FTP server, right? So here we are going to assign one IP address, like for example 192.168.1.1, and same way 192.168.1.2, right? So here we have our data in this computer, and we are going to transfer this data on a FTP server, right? So once you upload it over here, the data you can access from some other computer as well using the FTP ID and password. Okay, so let's see on a packet tracer. So here I'm going to take one simple machine, right, and I'm going to use one server, right? So just change the name user, and server name is simple FTP, right? And just make a connection. I'm going to use the automatic connections established, right? Yes. Now I'm going to assign IP address. As you already know how to assign the static IP address in a packet tracer to the specific desktop or laptop. So 192.168.1.1. Press tab. It will take automatically subnet mask. Go to the server. So again, server also have a similar functionality, but the one advanced section it's called services. So here you will find the list of services, right? So before that, let's add the IP address of the server. So here there is an interface fast Ethernet 0. So here add 192.168.1.2. Here we are going to use same range of address because we are just directly connect computer with the server, right? So when you use the direct connectivity, we prefer to use the local area network, right? Now let's go to the, see these are the list of services. We will also discuss about DNS after this tutorial, but here we are looking for file transfer protocol, right? So FTP, here you can say FTP is on right now, okay? So FTP is here right now in a working condition, right? Now let's go to the desktop, right? And let's see what exactly going on, right? So just a minute, let me open this. So now we are going to uh, using FTP client. So as I told you, there are three ways to access the FTP, right? So first one is command line. So here this is the command line. So here I'm going to access the FTP server. So you have to type FTP. This is the inbuilt FTP client inbuilt in a laptop or desktop which you are using, right? So it help you to send a file from your machine to the server, right? So FTP, our server name is 192.168.1.2. Once you press enter, you will be asked for username, right? So here, if I would like to check, see on FTP, click on FTP. Here you can see there is one user or FTP account is already created. That is default one. It's called Cisco. Right? Username is also Cisco and password is also Cisco. Now let's go inside. Just type Cisco. Right? Password is Cisco. Now you are inside the FTP, right? So here one more thing I would like to discuss. Here you can see connecting to the server. So this is the first of all connection establishment, right? Then you will receive the 200 requests, or sorry, this is the response code, right? 220. Welcome to the FTP server, right? Again, when you enter your Cisco username or username validation, then you will receive this code for the verification of username. This code is for verification of password, right? Now, once you have it, so this PC has FTP client which can be used to read, write, delete, and rename file present in FTP server. Even you can also transfer file from this machine to server as well, right? So uh, let's start one task over here, create one file in this machine, and then we upload it on a server using FTP. Okay, so in a same desktop section, you will have one text editor, right? So here you can create your file. Uh, Hello, everyone. Let's learn together, right? Thanks. Press Control S. Uh, Taste.txt. This is my file name, and click on enter, right? Now let's upload this file, right, on the server from this machine, right? So this file right now in a this specific computer. Do you want to check? Let me exit from here first, or we can say press Control C and then enter, right? Then you just type dir, and here you can see our file which we have created. It's called taste.txt, right? Now we are going to transfer this file. See, there is a no such file over here right now. If you want to check, right, where you will find in the list, file transfer list, right? So here, see, there is a no such file like taste. Okay, so here you will find right now we have 33 files over here. Okay, now I'm going to push the file from here. So again, we have to type ftp 192.68.1.2, enter, Cisco, right? Okay, now there are list of command which you can use in a FTP, right? So put, get, delete, enable, read, write, rename, right? So I will also add one reference URL in a description section where you will use that website for the list of command which you can execute in a FTP terminal, and you can perform that kind of operation on a server and client, right? So here I'm going to put that file on a server. For that we have a command. It's called put paste dot text, right? Yes, so here you can see 43 bytes copied within 0.041 second, right? And it has been successfully transferred. Now let's see on a FTP server it is copied or it is received or not, right? So our file name is paste. See, yes, is it clear? So in a again, I'm going to give you the path. You have to click on FTP. You have to go inside the service section. In a service section, there is FTP. Over there, you will find the list of files in a bottom text box. where you have this file, right? Okay. Now here this user is default created. Okay, now we are going to create another user in our next scenario, right? So this is all about the basic thing, right, which you have to like check, and you have to learn how to connect the FTP and how to put the file from one machine to another machine, right? Now let's go with the other scenario, right? So this is second scenario, right? So here you can see I have choose the university example. So here I have a two type of user. One is a student, one is a faculty member, right? And this is the admin who is going to create the file and upload it on a FTP server, right? So student have a different rights and faculty have a different rights to access this data on from the FTP server, right? So here I have a one switch, right? Through this switch I have connected the four different laptops, and all these four laptops have a different read write access. So here you can see this computer or student can only read from this, right? And the faculty can read and write but cannot delete, and admin have a full rights. Okay, so over here you will learn a few advanced thing. So let's go to the packet tracer. Now here I'm not going to touch this topology. I'm going to add or create separate topology over here where there is a one switch. Then I will use 2, 3, 4, right, and one server. Okay, so let's quickly configure this. This is admin. Before we connect, let me assign. Let me change name. This is admin. I think admin is already assigned here. So admin underscore one, right? Student one. Oh, sorry. Yes, this is student one. And over here we have a faculty. And here also we have a faculty, right? So let's assign IP address first of all to every computers, right? 192.168.1.1, right? Same way another computer 192.168.1.2, 192.168.1.3, 198.1.4, right? So now let's check it is working or not. Just simple way of communication, it's successfully working. Still we have to assign IP address to our server as well, right? So it's a 192.168.1.5, right? So now LAN network is configured, right? Now we have to create two different FTP account. One is for a faculty member, another one is for students, right? So here in a services section, here is FTP. Default one is this. So I'm going to remove the default one. Okay, now let's create another one. So for the faculty member, the account start with F, or we can say FACUL. Faculty password is taste 1234, right? And I want to give this account is for faculty member, right? So faculty have a which two rights? Let's check. Can read and write, right? So let's go and assign read and write. Okay, and click on add, right? One more account we are going to create, that is called student, right? Password is taste1234, right? And student can only read the data, right? So here we have created two account with the two different permission, right? Now let's add the file in this specific section, right? So we can check this is the admin computer, this is the desktop, remove this text editor. Hello guys, this is only for university users. Thanks. Control S. It's called doc1.text, or we can say doc, not doc, let's say file, or we can say data.text. Okay, now let's check that file is in this terminal or not. So just type command directory, right? And here you can say data.text is here. Now let's go inside FTP 192.168.1.file, right? Now here we have to use password, right? So yes, I'm going to use faculty1, faculty, right? Or before that, let me do one more thing. Click on FTP. I'm going to create one more account. It's called admin. Password is admin, and it's having the full permission. Okay. So here you can see RNDL and all. Okay. Now I'm going to access computer with admin, admin, right? So we are right now in a console. So guys, whenever you will stuck, right, you have to just type question mark and press enter. You will find all the command which you can perform on a FTP, right? Rename, delete, directory, get, help, passive, delete, all that, right? So here we are going to put our file on a server. So that is data.text, right? So it is successfully uploaded, right, from the admin computer. Now let's try to access it from, or before that, let's see on our FTP server, it is now uploaded over there or not, right? So let's go, uh, let me click on that, go to the FTP. Yes, over here, data.text, right? Now let's access by student computer terminal FTP 192.168.1.5. It's a student test 1 2 3 4. We are inside, right? Now here you can see passive mode on. Okay, so as we have seen that the two type of open, active and passive open, right? So now client is ready to transfer a data, right? So here I'm going to get that file. So what exactly meaning of get command? Get. Get, it means what? You can use put command that we use to upload our file to the FTP, right? But other than that, the get command is used to download file from the server to your computer. Okay, so right now we are going to access that file. First of all, let's check directory, right? So no such directory or permission, because we don't have any permission to list out the file, because this user is only having the read permission, right? So let's try to execute get data dot text. Right now let's exit from this console, and let's see in our computer directory the data.txt file is here or not. Yes, see, right? Yes, you can download that, right? Now if you want to remove that file from the server, you cannot. See, again I'm going to establish connection, right? And password is test1 2 3 4. All right, now I'm going to delete that file or rename that file. So rename data dot text, or we can say like let's delete it, delete data dot text. right? I think data dot text. See, required actions not taken because permission is denied. Clear? Are you getting my point? What I'm trying to say, right? Okay. Now let's check from faculty computer, right? So we already set up the rights for faculty. Here you can see the faculty, what faculty can do. Faculty also cannot do a delete or list, right? Or let's assign list permission to the faculty as well, right? Save. Now let's go inside the faculty computer terminal. There is a no such file here. You can see no data.txt, right? So ftp 192.168.1.5, right? Username is faculty, right? Password is the same, right? Need no such account. Okay, I think something is wrong. What the things I'm okay. FACULTY. Let me retry it. FTP 192.168.1.5, right? Uh, Password is FACULTY. Faculty paste 1234. Yes, now we are in. Okay, now if you want to list out the directory, here you can see dir and you will find data.txt. Earlier, we don't have a permission to even list out the files from the server, right? Are you getting my point? What I'm trying to say, right? So that is also possible, right? So sometimes if you want to check the list of file available, you can also do that. Clear? Now let's try to delete from here as well, right? Or let's try to rename that file, right? So here you can see I'm going to create rename, right? So how you can perform the rename? You just type rename data dot text, right? Not specified from or to, right? So here I'm going to 1.txt. See, permission is not allowed. Even you cannot do rename as well. Are you getting my point? Yes. So this is all about the simple FTP functionality. One more thing is remaining, right? So I'm going to now create the same scenario in a two different network, right? For example, for example, there is one company, right? Let me switch to our scenario, right? So here you can see this is the different topology, right? The same faculty and student now both are in a different network. For example, during this pandemic, right, or maybe right now you all are learning from at your home. So you all are at your home network, or you can say in a one network, right? So faculty and the FTP server is in a university campus, right? So this is in a campus network, right? And this is your remote location where you are right now situated, and you are doing that kind of like learning and all that through internet connectivity, right? So now we are going to implement the same system such a way that if even if you are in a different network, still you can access the FTP server, right? So let's do it. So here itself, I'm going to add, modify this topology, right? So simple, you have to just click on a delete key on your, not on a server actually, delete, right? Just remove this, right? And click on a one router, put it over here. This is the students, admin is as it is. Let's connect, switch with the router, right? And here I'm also going to take one more switch to connect. Okay, so this is one network, right? So right now network is 192.168, right? And here I'm going to change the network IP address. It's 172 range, right? 172.168 dot, or let's take 10.0.0.1, right? Let me do one thing, disable this port, right? And 10.0.0.1, 255.2, sorry, 0.0.0. Okay, this is done. Same way over here, copy 10.0.0.0.2, 255.0.0.0. Okay, now here we also assign the IP address. See, router of whatever number of port you are going to connect, that number of different network you will find. So here in a router there are two different cables are connected, so it means there are two type of network, or sorry, not two type but two networks are there, right? So click over here, right, go inside, but we have to before that find out the which port connected in a which network. So this is giga 00 on a left hand side and giga ethernet 0/1 on a right hand side. So we are going to configure this router port 10.0.0.3, right? This is the IP address, and here we are going to enable no shutdown command, right? So I have explained no shutdown command in my earlier tutorial of that what we have discussed about the VLAN and all that. Okay, now see, this is the standard concept, as I told you the same thing on a VLAN tutorial as well. So now this is one network. Let me select area so you guys have some idea, right? So this is one network, right? And we can say this is complete different network, right? Now if you want to move from this network to another network, we must know the exit point of our network. So in this network, exit point is router of this port. So this computer must know it, and this is called default gateway, right? So here go inside, edit the default gateway address. It's 10.0 default. Let me remember. Let me check the again IP address is, yes, it's 3, right? So add default gateway 10.0.0.0.3, right? Same way in this computer as well, desktop default gateway 10.0.0. Right? Same way configure over here as well, right? 00192.168.1.7, right? And enable this port. Now add this address as a default gateway of all the users of this site. So let's go inside, add the IP address. One admin also require the default gateway, right? Even server also require default gateway, or not, it's not required, right? Okay, from here you can add default gateway, right? Now before I start configuring or checking the FTP, I would like to show you the default connectivity using the ping, or you can say packet, right? So inside the network it's working, right? But let's connect within the network, it's failed, right? Let's check one more time, it's successful. Okay, now you can send data between two different networks. Now let's try to connect this server again. So here is as it is. Let me uh, click on this, click on FTP, right? FTP 192.168.1.5, right? Yes, see, trying to connect, it resolved your query. Now you are inside. Now let's use faculty. Password is, sorry, it's paste 1234, right? See, then now same thing you can see dir and text.data is there. Are you getting my point? Okay, and now if you want to put the file over there as well, you can also do it or not. Let's check. So here is a text editor, and here I'm going to file. This is the faculty file, right? Control S. Paste is faculty.txt, right? Click on enter. Now let's go inside the terminal, right? Let's come out of this first and let's check directory. That file was created in our computer. This is our computer, and here you can see file is here. Now let's connect to FTP 192.168.1.5 faculty, paste 1234, right? Now put faculty dot text. It's copied, right? Yes. Now let's check on a server FTP. Yes, see, right? So this is the simulation way you can learn the FTP, right? But if you want to check the same thing on a real environment, right, that is also you can use the different clients where which I have already told you in my first slide. Three way you can access the FTP. Now let's map this scenario with real environment, right? So there are a few clients available which you can download and install in your machine, and you can access it uh, through that client UI, and you can upload and download it from the uh, server or other host. For example, I have a FileZilla. FileZilla is a one client, right? So here you can see this is one UI of FileZilla. So here you have to write the host name. Host name instead of you can write the domain name or password that may be. Here you can also write the username, password, and port. Port, I told you that there are two ports are going to use. One is for 21 and 22. Even you just see or this message 21 port is for FTP and 20 number used for the data connection in FTP, right? So once you click on a connect or quick connect, you will find the control information command over here. And on a right hand side or left hand side, this is your directory. And on a left hand side, you will find your server or host machine directory. I have one screenshot as well. So here you can see I have taken it from the internet where you just find this source is webnost.com where I found this screenshot where you can see this is the host username, password, and port address. This is called quick connect bar. Once you enter the information, click on that, the connection status messages you will find over here, right? So this is your local machine directory. Once your connection established successfully, you will have the directory of server folder. So whenever you want to copy file from your machine, you have to just drag this file and put it over here. It will start copy data from your machine to the network machine. Okay, and this information you will find over here, right? So this is very simple concept of FTP. You can read it, the you can perform it on a packet tracer, and if you have a specific FTP server, then you can access it with the help of real client of FileZilla, right? So thank you so much. If you have any query, you can feel free to contact me. Thank you.